watching the sun and the events that are becoming Earth-facing, that it seems to kind of, hold off, and as soon as it gets past, okay, pop.
Right.
Is that part of an electrical connection? Like, are we acting as some kind of diffuser on that? Like,
that's a real big mystery. And in fact, if you send an email to anybody at NASA asking them about this, they will claim it's not happening.
it's the hand of God.
Yeah, they will claim that no such thing is taking place. When you watch every day, you can see the sunspots decay when they face Earth.
Right.
They don't fire as much when they face Earth. They fire on the limbs or on the backside. And this is, I mean, despite the fact that we have to accept the fact that NASA is just not acknowledging that this is occurring, we have to try to figure out exactly what's going on, because it does just seem to be Earth. This has been going on since November 2011. It's followed the Earth around more than 3 times already. And so it's really something just with Earth. It is an Earth-facing solar quiet.
Yeah.
The only thing we really know about this is the Maunder scientist team witnessed and wrote about the exact same thing 400 years ago during the last time the sun was going into a grand minimum. They didn't have a way, like they didn't have SOHO, so they couldn't see other eruptions.
Right.
And so they thought that, well, planets must kill sunspots and make them go quiet. Having a planet in the line of view, they saw it happening with Earth, didn't see any reason to think other planets would be any different, so they came up with the term planets kill sunspots. It's not part of the mainstream heliophysics lexicon because as soon as the Maunder minimum ended, it stopped happening. We would get sunspot activity facing Earth. We would get major solar flares. So for 400 years, these observations they had could not be seen again. They couldn't be replicated until November of 2011 when they started happening again. And now, because of all the extra tools that we have in terms of satellites, we can see that, okay, it is an Earth-facing quiet, but it's not all the planet because it's firing off in every other direction but here. No good explanation. I got nothing for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have an opinion on geoengineering, and is it in fact being done, and who's doing it, and for what purpose?
There's a lot of questions, isn't
He's a multifaceted man.
there? In terms of the purpose, I think that, if any of you guys read the Skyception articles, the 3-part series that came out a while ago, I think they hit the nail right on the head. Earth is losing its magnetosphere very quickly. The poles are shifting very quickly, and all of this is happening while the sun, shutting down, the sun's magnetic field is weakening. We have a lot of exposure to galactic cosmic radiation. We've already lost 20% of our magnetic shield. We get down to 50, I don't think you can be outside in the middle of the day.
But those are natural events versus geoengineering as a man-based activity.
Yeah, so if they find a weak spot, because it's not going, the field doesn't fade as one, it weakens in different spots. Let's say they find a breach where there's extra solar and cosmic radiation coming through the magnetosphere. They've got 2 choices. They can either inform the public that they could die by being outside, or they could spray the sky and try to redirect or block some of the radiation.
What would they spray the sky with?
My best guess is aluminum oxides, but there are patents that suggest you could use sulfur, barium, silver, all kinds of other things.
CO2.
Yeah.
Diatomaceous earth.
Diatomaceous earth, yeah.
I've seen that.
It's the second time that was mentioned.
Seen it. Yeah, I
So
see
we're
I saw the
saying
patent.
You're intimating that they're doing this as a protection for the public.
Well, imagine if they told us what was really happening. I mean, I don't know if you've been watching long enough to pick up on the fact that Earth is actually changing less than all the other planets. The climate change that we can see on the other planets, it dwarfs what's happening here on Earth. If Earth saw any of the changes that were happening on the other planets, there'd be tens of millions of people dead. The people who have the power to do this and get away with it, they're the ones who have been winning this economic game on this planet for a very long time. They do not want this game to come to an end. They like this game. They're very good at it.
The resources being applied to this activity based on the frequency that you see that occurring.
Well, I'm of the belief that the majority of things that people claim are chemtrails are not chemtrails. I definitely believe that they are spraying. And that's something that you can't lose sight of when I say the things I'm about to say. Based on the patents that are there, NASA admitting to their small-scale activities, shooting it out of sounding rockets, and then the fact that they're now starting to bring the morality of should we do this, should we not do this, into the mainstream discourse, where they usually keep us 10 to 20 years behind on the real information. There's a chance they're probably doing it, but there's also a major strategy problem that the anti-geoengineering community has, and that is that the people with the loudest bullhorns are either intentionally disinforming or they're out of their minds, and most people can't really identify a chemtrail.
Is it not so simple as if the jet
No.
goes over and it stays?
No. If you Google persistent contrails 1970, 1980, 1960, you will find exact examples of what people are calling chemtrails today. It's just that we have literally 10 times the amount of commercial planes in the air and 500 times the amount of private airplanes in the air. There's way more private planes than there are public, and there are a few things out there. One is man-made and the other ones are natural, that are right now contributing to an increased duration of contrails, persistent contrails lasting over the entire sky for hours and even spreading out into form what looks like full sky wispy cloud cover. I've talked to a bunch of folks at